What's up, guys? Alright, this video is about this. I'm just showing you guys how I take notes. But first, I'm going to show you Cat. It's WICA! He's actually awake! Hey, what's up, buddy? He's hungry. He is a freaking adventurer. We've learned today that he actually spends time in like 2 or 3 of the other houses. There's a store like two houses down, and he goes in there and hangs out with them. It's crazy. Alright, anyway, so what? Okay, I've lived here for 3 months, right? That second light has never turned on before. It's always only been that one. To the point where I was thinking about trying to fix it this morning. And that's really confusing because the only thing that I've done is paint. Sorry, that threw me off a lot. All right, anyway. So I have like weird systems for taking notes. So I'm trying to show you guys. Okay, sometimes I get lost and I have no idea what my next step is, even though people are saying what it is. And I try and go off of like the thing that, I don't know, you have this like connection to. And it's like, I know, I've learned now that I can keep 3 of them in my mind at once. And sometimes I forget. But there's always at least 3 big next things that I can do that will lead to the most development and the most progress and the most learning as possible. But I tend to realize what one is and then I lose track of it. So unless I make some kind of momentum on it early on, then I have a hard time actually being able to use it, right? Because the longer the time passes after I've realized it, that I don't act upon it, the more likely I am, I start to forget it. But it's still there, it's weird. Anyway, so when I'm lost, I have like this, couple like kind of systems to try and figure out how to get out of that mood, right? So one of the things that I do is like use little tiny folded pieces of paper. This is graph paper, right? And I start by drawing something that takes a long time. And I don't really have much like what you would call artistic talent. So I just like, okay, I have 3 pens, right? I have whatever colors I found. And then I just make patterns. So it's like, okay, red dot, green dot, blue dot. Okay, now just keep going the lines. You do something that's time consuming. And then what I find is that sometimes when I'm doing this, if I do it for long enough, I start having ideas and things just kind of come to mind. And then what I do is I write them in another part of it. So while I'm working on it, let's see. Sorry, I'm not used to the lighting in here yet. Here we go, here's an example. So I often do this kind of stuff when I'm out. So I was drawing the thing on the right, and then as I remembered what I need to do next, like what my next steps are, I would write them. And I write over them multiple times because it's not about just putting them on a piece of paper and then like theoretically looking at that later. It's about bringing the stuff that's in the back of your head into the front of your head by just kind of redoing it over and over again and making it more usable, I guess. I don't know. I find that if I engage with the... It's tricky because the more you think about something, your thoughts are designed to stop you from doing stuff. So thinking about doing something is really only good at the very beginning, but after that it becomes detrimental. So you have to find ways to make awareness of the thought of the steps stronger without engaging the part of your brain that thinks it's... sorry, that's an advanced topic. Sorry. Let me show you what my steps were in this case. So and on this sheet there are 3 of them, right? And they are create a VA ad, create VA video, and Pinterest. So the VA ad is I'm starting to train virtual assistants because it's something that I know will lead to good money, and I just have never done because I've been so obsessed about just learning as much as I possibly can and exposing to myself to people who have and jumping on those opportunities and changing my life and work and home situation. You know, I honestly just hadn't gotten around to it yet, but that's changing now. And so anytime I do some kind of new step or something I'm like doing that I feel is, I don't know, it's pursuing some other interest, right? Anytime I do that, I also try and make a video about it for the YouTube channel, because I really want to make sure that I don't get too much into one thing, that I'm like known for having lots of different videos, and few people watch all of my videos, but the people who watch it do watch the one kind that I do. Like people who like my dropshipping videos will keep watching my dropshipping videos, you know. But the reality is I'm probably not going to be doing a dropshipping video every single day. I'm going to be doing other videos, you know. And I really want to keep doing a video every day. That's really why. And I have to acknowledge the fact that, like, if I limit myself to one thing, like, that may be better in the short term for my YouTube channel's growth, but when it comes to my growth as a person, that's not what's best for me. Because one of the things I love about doing YouTube work and making videos is that making videos about stuff just makes it so much more, I don't know, it's like so much more meaningful, even if, like, I don't know how to explain, like, why, but if I'm doing something and I know that I can make a video about it, and maybe even a series of videos about it, then for some reason, it's just so much more interesting to me. So I find that I'm at my happiest when I'm doing a bunch of different things and able to make videos about all of it, right? So my excitement talking about this has made me lose track of what I was talking about. So I'm going to get back to this little piece of paper. So we have, I don't know how, I need to learn how to stabilize things so you guys can see stuff better. I don't have any experience with this. Oh, it's backwardsing it, isn't it? Oh, that's not useful at all. Okay, so there's create the virtual assistants thing. Oh yeah, I got sidetracked because I was talking about virtual assistants and how I'm integrating that into my dropshipping business now. I'm gonna do videos about that whole process, and the idea actually is that when I do the ad to hire the virtual assistant, I'm gonna show them like links to my YouTube channel and say that like all the videos that we do are going to be recorded and published to the channel. And just because I have a feeling that I'm going to get way less responses because of that, but the people who respond are going to have some degree of confidence, you know? And if they actually know the YouTube channel, then that's really in my best interest, because then they know what I do and it could work out quite well. But anyway, and then the other thing on this list is Pinterest. So when I was at Grind Camp, there was another YouTuber there who has grown a really big channel. Like, one of his channels has over, I think it's like 230-something thousand subscribers. And that it's the most subscribers of any person I've ever met and, like, you know, been like, hey, with, like, in person, you know what I mean? And he talked about using Pinterest to develop traffic, and that's something that he has a channel, the YouTube channel that talks about it, I think, is Create and Go. So I need to look at that channel. That's one of my other, like, big steps. What else? There's more on this. Okay, yeah, so the next ones, there's Project Z, and that is, okay, Project X is the bulk listing that I'm currently doing that's almost done. I just need to do a video showing what the numbers were after 30 days. And then there's going to be one more doing after 60 days. But the Project X series is just to test two things. And then Project Z is Project X, but 10 times bigger. So Project X is with 10,000 items. Project Z is with 100,000 items. And I'm not doing that yet, but it's part of what I'm doing with the dropshipping stuff. So I'm going to be doing the bulk like that, and thinking of it as my way of determining what items to post. And then I'm going to be using virtual assistants to post those items that I'm seeing results from with that bulk. So the way I think about it is that the bulk part is to scan my source for the items that are available at that specific time of year, right? And then anything that sells immediately gets reposted on another account in an optimized form. And this is good because with bulk, it's a bit harder to control some of the kind of negative situations that come up. So if I have a optimized account that's I put more time into, right? And I, care more about the response and the feedback rate and all that kind of stuff, then I can just keep, it's going to be beneficial because then I don't need to rely on other sellers because I'm creating my own sales and my own feed of items to figure out what sells. And that is going to be really useful, especially because it's a system that shows you what's currently happening and allows you to quickly do, kind of replicate that. It is sniping, basically, which is when you look at what's selling and decide to post based on what's selling, except instead of sniping other people to figure out what other people are selling and then copying them, you are making a pool of items and then sniping the results of those items. And the thing I like about it is that it could all be automated by a machine or some kind of there's definitely a lot of potential there, but I'm getting sidetracked, and this isn't supposed to be too much about dropshipping. I'm trying to talk about everything on this piece of paper. Okay, so Project Z, yeah, has 100,000 listings, and then we have the YouTube stuff because I'm doing more videos about other kinds of things. So one of the things I'm doing other videos about is just making YouTube videos, right? And so up until this point, I have just been well, okay, I say up until this point, but I shouldn't say phrases like that. They're just catchphrases. I don't really understand what they mean when I say them sometimes, okay? When I've been making this YouTube channel, I've just been focused completely on getting into the habit of making regular videos no matter what. Getting into making sure that a video is published every day. And I screwed up that a little bit recently, but I am recording more than one video a day. And the key that I've learned is definitely using scheduled videos, because it's like, I find that my best videos come from when I'm in the proper mood for it. And when I'm in that mood, I can usually produce a handful of videos at once. Like, even with doing the longer videos that I've been trying to do, I can still produce between 4 and 8 quality videos when I'm in one of those good moods, right? And that's one of the reasons that I focus so much on having balance in my life and doing the things that make me happy instead of the things that make me money straight away, is because I know that the happiness gives me the clarity to just see the best decisions to make the most money in the long run. But getting sidetracked. So I'm going to make TubeBuddy is an extension that you can get for YouTube, and it gives you some more analytics, basically, right? And I've realized that with my YouTube videos, I've never targeted YouTube videos. Like, I always start the process a bit later. Like, I just base my videos off what I can make a video about, what I'm currently doing. It's not like, I don't look at any kind of analytics and decide what to make a video about. But now that I have the luxury of all this free time, and I want to experiment more with other kinds of how-tos and tutorials, I want to look at ways to target YouTube videos and then make YouTube videos in areas that TubeBuddy is showing me is easier to compete in. Because I realized with one of the Nicaragua videos I did, it was a video in shopping in La Colonia, which is a grocery store near here, and it got more views than a lot of my dropshipping videos do. Not all of my dropshipping videos. Oh, look. Hola gato. Cat. Not more than all of the dropshipping videos, but it got a noticeable amount of viewership, and it got me thinking. I was like, that was just a kind of joke. I didn't really think that people actually watch those, but it shows that there's certain kinds of videos where there's an existing demand that isn't fulfilled. There aren't enough videos about it, right? Dropshipping isn't one of those. It probably used to be at some point, But nowadays, there's a lot of different content available for dropshipping. I'm not going to say it's all quality content, but it's at least there. It's not like, okay, when I tried to search YouTube for a tutorial on how to fix a concrete sink like that they use in Latin America, I had like no luck with that at all whatsoever. So that's an example of something that, okay, you know, there's not much competition for it, but also probably not that many people Googling how to fix an old school sink, you know? I mean, but the point is, TubeBuddy is an extension that looks at these kind of metrics, right? And then gives you kind of results on them. So if you search for a keyword, it will literally be like, this is a good keyword to target. This is a bad because of these scores. This is great. This is fantastic. This is horrible. This is 0. Like, it just tells you. So the idea here, this step, make YouTube videos in TubeBud categories, is actually the step after the second one. So the other one here is identify potential YouTube videos using TubeBuddy. So this is what I'm talking about, where you just look at a keyword, and then TubeBuddy will tell you based on the competition and based on the demand if it's worth targeting. And so what I need to do is, or what I'm going to do is figure out, okay, based on who I am as a person and how I make videos, I'm not going to just throw myself into making a tutorial about gardening or something like that. It's probably going to be something software related because those are the fastest and most, like, it's harder to do tutorials about physical objects just because, like, the way that I do most of my tutorial-based stuff is by showing it directly in a way that kind of gives the experience so that you can remember how to do it, right? I really try and just picture, like, think of the way that I learn and then just be like, okay, what gave me the direct experience I needed? What action? What is it that I repeated over and over that taught me this? And then I try and just make videos about that part. I'm not saying I always do, but that's definitely something that I keep in mind a lot. So that's the YouTube stuff. And now I talked about how I have a little notebook thing, and when I don't know what I'm going to do or what to do, or also if I just know I'm going to be away for a while, like if I'm going out to, I don't know, a bar or something. I'm not really that talkative, to be honest. I usually just like jot notes down and then, yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm not very social, even, which is surprising considering how much I talk to this, right? All right, guys. Well, yeah, that was just showing you my note-taking system. All right, ciao.